Admiral, do you hope to see that?
I do.
And Admiral, would you say that
This nation was founded by men of many nations and backgrounds. It was founded on the principle that all men are created equal, and that the rights of every man are diminished, and the rights of one man are threatened.
Houston, Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has...
And we're live.
Oh, we're live? They can hear us over there? We're good?
We're good. We're live with another episode of the Conspiracy Club 101 from
101.
Philippines in Vero Beach, Florida.
That one.
That one.
That one.
That one.
I'm looking right at it.
Yep. Another different setup for us tonight, so bear with us. If there's any audio issues, make sure you let us know in the comment section. And you can always drop your comments here on any of the subjects we're talking about or any subject we're not talking about.
Yeah.
Make sure you drop a comment. Let us know where you're listening from too, and hit the like button. John, what do you got tonight?
Oh, I got a whole list of stuff.
It grew.
Actually,
fast.
it grew real fast because I print this up and I sent these to you, and one of the topics was this skunk ape thing. So it's like, what is this whole skunk ape and Vero thing? That came up on the TGI Now podcast the other night. Chris LaFaus from Vero Beach, who wrote a book here in town. He brought it up, and I'm like, what? And Rondell's like, yeah, there's a skunk ape. Like, it's a skunk ape. And I'm like, huh? I'm like, there's like a Bigfoot out west of town in Vero that smells like a skunk? Wait a minute. What do you know about this, Steve?
I've known about Skunk Ape for years.
Wow.
Yes.
See, that's why we met.
As far as his trip to Vero, I'm new to that.
Yeah.
But Skunk Ape's been a
Turn it up.
legend in Florida for years. West Palm Beach.
Yeah.
They were, I had a colony down there. In as late as the 60s, there were stories of cops chasing them out chasing them back, into the woods.
You guys hear it?
Around. They're not as big.
Yeah.
They're not as tall. Of course, they smell probably like sulfur.
Skunk. They said they smell like skunk, like he said, and it growled at him.
Well, we have skunk cabbage.
Yeah.
And if you run across a batch of skunk cabbage out in the woods, that stinks too. But when I was in North Georgia, they have the Bigfoot Museum up there, and you can they have a heat map of everywhere in the country, and they've got like push pins everywhere. And I was shocked that they've had that pin in like the Fellsmere area, the Vero Beach area, and other areas around Central Florida too. So I was kind of shocked to see it there, and that's what they refer to it as a skunk ape.
I would say there's a cave that is not nobody found it yet. There's a cave somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's where they're living at. They get around that way. Yeah, that's crazy because I've always been like the whole Bigfoot thing. I used to like freak my brother out back in the day. I'd scare him. So there's Bigfoot outside. See a Bigfoot. But and maybe I did see it. I just didn't realize it at the time. But I was like, oh, that's crazy. Like maybe there is a Bigfoot out there.
Yeah.
But the skunk ape thing, I'm really, it really interests me that that's here in town, and I didn't even know it. So
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's
Chris said, he saw it. He saw it. If he was here right now, he would tell. He said he saw it. He heard it growl at him. He left his pool. He was cleaning a pool, and he left his pool equipment. He hightailed it out of there. Freaked him out.
Listen,
it would have freaked me out.
You ever see these big canals that they dig?
Yeah.
And half the time they're not even full.
Yeah.
But they're down about 12 feet.
That's true.
You could march an army through there in the middle of the night. Nobody'd know it.
Yeah, you're right.
Nobody'd know it.
What do you think, Bruce?
About skunk ape? I really don't think much about it.
You don't want to sit there and ponder about it at home and think, "Wow, I wonder if there's a real skunk ape out listening to
him." He can.
That's Steve. That's Steve.
That's mine.
That's yours. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. I wanted to give a thanks to Filthies for allowing us to be here again for Conspiracy Night 101. Thanks to Nick and Angela. Hopefully Nick will show up. He's always a good conversation with the Conspiracy Club. We got To The Point podcast in the house. We got Leo and Vince in the house from To The Point. We usually have Rondell and Eddie here from TGI Now, but they're not here right now. But hopefully they'll show up here. We're still early in the show, so I just wanted to give out some shout outs. We also have some T-shirts that are available. If anybody wants any merch, we got merch for sale. We got T-shirts, we got hats, we got stickers. Grab yourself a sticker if you want one. You're more than welcome to them. To do that and get some merch if you want.
Merch.
Everybody's got merch. So do that. We got Joanne from Binford Chronicles as well as here too. So we have her here. So there
And
she is.
Kelly from
Back in the day podcast. It'll get started one of these days, but
we're working on it.
we're working on it. It's good. It's a work in progress. So, all right. So let's go over to Bruce. Bruce wants to talk about this. 9/11's coming up, so he wants to get into that, and the 9/11 anniversary, 25 years. So give us your overview of what you think of 9/11 after all these years.
Well, what I wanted to speak about was that up until I saw the video that I'm about to speak about, I was convinced it was two aircrafts crashing into either a tower, and I would have argued with anyone who said it wasn't. But I saw this video on YouTube, and it showed a person who was on the ground who took a picture of the second jet flying into the North Tower.
Okay. Yep.
And the wing of this aircraft disappeared
Oh yeah.
into a building that was like 6 blocks away,
Oh.
and it came out again.
Huh.
And that shows computer graphics.
CGI. So you're thinking.
So I'm thinking that it was not an airplane.
Wow.
In the second one, and that it was explosives that was preset in there.
And blew out.
Right.
Yeah. Made it look like a plane hit it, and then they blew out.
Yeah, well, on the TV, I mean, it goes by so quick.
Mm-hmm.
Until you have someone point it out to you.
Yeah.
You don't notice that like 30 feet of the wing disappears.
Yeah.
Then comes back out again.
Exactly. So you have to take a look at that and think to yourself, all right, so we have CGI now, we have AI now, we have all these technologies now that have been released to us rapidly, very fast in the last couple of years. Imagine what they had back then. They could pull something of that off.
Who had it 25 years ago?
Well, it could be the military.
Right.
Yeah.
Or the government.
Exactly. Or Israel.
Right.
Oi.
And the guy taking the picture, or who was there, just happened to have his camera ready.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
So I mean, so you have to. It makes you think even deeper about it. I mean, it sounds like, wow, that's crazy. There's no way there couldn't be no planes. Like a CGI. Where'd the people go? Where did those people go? Like where they died? I had somebody that died there, Bruce. Like what happened? Like you have to think about those questions. Yeah. So then you have to say to yourself, how's that possible? So what's the next step at that point? These so-called planes were hijacked, and then they were flew into buildings, and people disappeared, but there was no bodies found on the site either after the crash.
Oh, there was no bodies ever recovered from any of the planes?
No, there was no.
No, they just
9/11. There was no bodies.
They disintegrated.
Yeah.
Except one of them, his passport survived the fall all the way down.
Exactly.
And didn't get dirty or even burnt.
Yeah, exactly. It wasn't even burnt. So there.
And it happened to be the one guy who they think is a suspect, or they knew was a
Muhammad Atta.
Yeah. Only
which you remember that name, Muhammad Atta.
Yeah.
Atta. No, they never found anything at the Pentagon either. Same thing with the plane.
I think that was also a rocket.
Yeah.
Fired by us.
Yeah. Into the building. Yeah.
I think a good place to start an investigation is what airline was it?
American.
Yeah.
Go to American Airlines
Yep.
and investigate if those flights were even on any kind of list.
Yeah.
Maybe there wasn't even really flights. Who's looked that far back?
I haven't really looked at it that far back.
Yeah.
I've always entertained the theory
What
that
was
it
the
was
flight,
that it
like
was
57
CGI.
or something.
Yeah, I'd have to look and see.
I'm gonna do that research.
Yeah,
first.
but I've always built that theory that they could have been CGI and it really wasn't planes that hit the building, because it does look like when it blows up, it blows out. You see the shot,
Correct.
it blows out. It doesn't go in, it blows out. So when you look at it from a different set of lenses, and you look at it and go, wow, it looks like a bomb just blew up into that building. It didn't look like it was a plane hit it, because then again, a plane hit it, you'd have wings, you'd have all kinds of debris. You didn't have any debris. There was no plane debris or anything like that. You would have had debris somewhere.
And this one, the plane actually went through and came out
those come out on the other
Right.
side. Exactly.
Or what was the
There's no way a plane could have all the way went through with the nose, especially the way that building's built. It's built from the inside out. There's columns in the inside.
It looked like a plane that would crash like a Looney Tunes cartoon.
Right?
You know, it made the shape of the wing, shape of the upper
Yep.
wing,
Yeah.
and of course the nose came out.
Yeah. No, I can't argue with you.
Yeah, the
No.
fact that people are just still talking about it after 25 years
Yeah.
shows you there's something that doesn't smell
It
right.
doesn't smell right, exactly. And then then you just flip into Building 7, and then you go, well, how did Building 7 fall? That was imploded.
Seven.
That's the one. That's the smoking gun, really.
Unbelievable.
They said that it blew up, at 5:30, but nothing hit it. It imploded, and they blew it up. And Larry Silverstein admitted it. He said it was.
And he made a profit.
And he made a fortune. Larry.
How much did he make?
Silverstein, billions. I made billions and billions and billions.
Wasn't he blown up in the building?
No,
Wasn't he there?
He then called out sick.
He did.
Yeah, he had a dentist appointment.
He went to the
Yeah,
dentist.
he went to the dentist. He had to get some teeth.
Oh my
Dermot,
God. And what about his son? I'm sure his son was.
Nope.
I think it's
No, they were all
they were
all off that day.
yeah, they were
They
all
all took a personal.
personal day. I think I'll take a personal day on 9/11.
Yeah.
Take
They
a
were
personal-
across the river filming.
Cheers, 9/11.
Right.
Take a personal day.
Yeah, there's so many questions.
It's a lot, dude.
There's
Right?
too many questions
Yeah.
among all that.
We could talk all night about it. It's just it's getting to that point, really. And then you go into the plane that crashed in Pennsylvania. There's no plane debris, no luggage, just a big gash in the earth, and that's it. They're like, oh, that's it. We found it.
Right.
Yeah, we found it.
And that gash is about as big as this bar.
Yeah.
And it's not even that deep.
Exactly. Yeah, it was horrible. And I always knew that one too. I was like, that doesn't make any sense. Like that, they shoot it down. Like what happened? Like where'd it go? Like,
Yeah, why didn't they shoot it down?
of course they made a movie about it too. Don't forget.
If they shot it down, there would still be, wreckage of it.
Yeah, there would still be wreckage. Yeah.
So you think it didn't exist, or that it was intentionally crashed
Well,
at
that's a
a
lot of people
at
gotta
a
get rid of.
at a trajectory to do that kind of damage?
Yeah. Yeah. No.
That's a lot of people to get rid of as far as flying customers.
Yeah.
That's a lot of insurance. That's a very expensive way to do it, but
Yeah.
money probably isn't a problem.
No.
The problem is secrecy. So who's the least amount of people they have to
Cover up.
pay?
The cover up. It's the cover up. Remember, I've been
It's
saying
the
this a lot
testimony
lately.
people-
Exactly. It's the cover up is much larger than the crime when it comes down to a lot of these conspiracies. It's the cover up because everybody's getting bribed into covering it up. So as long as nobody says nothing and you
So
keep
that's
getting
the
your money.
media.
That's the media. Media is a big part of it, of course. Yeah, the media is a huge part of it. They're big, they're complicit in all the cover-ups because they're the ones that were pushing the narratives for everything. COVID, 9/11, everything that we've been pushed, all these psyops we've been pushed our whole lives have been pushed by the media. So that's when you realize the media. That's why and we got to talk about Trump, but that's why Trump would tell people that it's fake news, like it's fake. You're watching fake news, like I'm telling you the truth.
He coined that.
He coined it because it was true. Everything was fake. It was all bullshit. Everything. I mean, they sprinkle a little real, truth in there, but most of it's all lies. And that's what you have to realize. It's tell lies to your vision. It's a TV. It's telling you a program. So just like the TV, it programmed, everybody watched 9/11 on TV that day. Everybody was programmed into believing that the planes hit the TV, no matter what they were told by anybody else. The planes
Right.
hit the buildings. So then it was like, okay, the planes hit the building.
That's what my dad
Planes
said.
hit the building.
I saw it on TV. I
Ex-
said, yeah, I saw it too. But
Yeah,
it ain't
But
what
it doesn't mean that
Right,
it's
there's
true.
no doubt
Right.
that it happened.
Yeah,
And people did die.
100%.
Like what actually took place.
Right.
Yeah, for all
Why?
those people to die. And what was the biggest purpose? Like Lee
Right.
was saying earlier. Look how our lives changed. Look how
And
much
then-
it's changed.
And then you hear
25 years later,
they
we still
found,
Yeah,
they found the passport.
yeah,
Come on. They found the passport.
yeah. And that with Charlie Kirk, remember Charlie Kirk before he passed, he was that one kid red pilled him about 9/11. He's like, come on, Charlie. The guy found the passport. And Charlie's like, whoa, what passport? What are you talking about? Like he was like, he started
the glitch.
glitching out. Yeah, he was like, what passport? They found the passport. Yeah,
Yeah,
Charlie, don't pass. How
Charlie,
about the dancing Israelis? The dancing Israelis. They were dancing on the bridge, all excited. Yeah, what about that? And he's like, dancing Israelis, what?
So he's a shill. He's an Israeli shill.
Who? Oh, I know. Yeah, but I'm saying is that the point is that Charlie Kirk didn't even know about it. So here we are talking about it, and he kind of didn't understand what the guys were trying to tell them.
He knew.
Yeah, I think he kind of did, but
he didn't. We couldn't say anything.
yeah, but he started to glitch out when the guy started blaming Israel for 9/11.
I
So
saw him get weird. On
yeah,
the
he
show,
got
too.
weird. He got
Okay.
weird. Something hit him, and he was like, "Whoa, wait a minute! Like, I'm taking money from them people. Like, what the fuck? Like, what are you talking about? I can't talk about this." So I mean, I don't know. But he definitely glitched out. So I
I
mean,
heard he had a bag under there and it blew up. That's what that
his
was.
neck.
A blood bag.
Yeah.
And they just blew it up. Boom.
Oh,
And he fell over.
well, Charlie, there was no blood when they carried him to that
Oh, there's
to
no
that
blood.
truck. There was no blood trail. I watched it. I watched that video.
There should have been a huge blood
There
trail.
should have been all kinds of
Like a
been
deer
sick.
dragging a deer.
Oh, I saw all kinds of crowds. Like, what the fuck? There's no blood. I'm like, how's there no blood? Did you carry him to a car? I see no travel. I watched that video over and over. I'm like, something's fishy about this right away. I was like, something ain't right about this. Something's wrong here.
Fishy. And then they booked that stadium like 3 days later.
Yeah.
I
Oh, yeah.
can't
for
book a
the
stadium.
funeral? That was,
Yeah.
That was the other thing that triggered me was that they booked it. It was a week later. It was a Sunday.
A week.
But
You
it was,
book a
but no, but it was a
stadium
Sunday.
years.
Yeah, but it was a Sunday. I said the key was how ironic that they were able to get that stadium on a Sunday in the middle of football season.
Right.
I was like, how did they even know that stadium was going to be available that Sunday? How ironic.
Yeah.
That's when I caught that right away. I was like, oh, come on. It's during football season. You can't just, that Sunday's available. Look at that.
The
Let's
Rolling
get the
Stones
stadium.
have to book a stadium years in advance.
Exactly.
3 years.
Exactly. There was no way.
And there's always something going on
Yeah.
every day, whether it's maintenance or painting
Anything.
or anything.
They had a big
always
extravagant
staff.
funeral for the stadium that day.
So
On a
they
Sunday.
booked. That means they booked it.
It had to
3
have been
years
booked.
ago.
It had to have been booked sometime in the future.
The other unusual thing, getting to back to Charlie Kirk,
Yeah.
is that actress who they call his wife.
Yeah.
She just seems like she was written to exist for that,
Oh yeah. So,
they
well,
just
so
that.
remember, those people that are in those people's lives, they're like their handlers. They're groomed for that.
Yeah.
So that's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to handle them. They're supposed to try to carry them along and to keep them coddled so that they don't realize what they're really doing. And then
I hate to say it, she reminded me of a white Yoko.
yeah, well, that's similar. That's very similar. You have that connection. That's that relationship that they have.
A much better voice, I'll say.
Yeah,
But, you
yeah,
know.
but if you look back in her past, she was an actress. She was a like a Miss America pageant
Right.
queen and all that. So she was groomed for that position. People get groomed for that. That's the thing that people don't really understand is that it does occur. People get groomed. Look at yeah, my arch nemesis in the camera there, Lily.
Mine too.
Bite my feet. Yeah, right. I feed her. I'm nice to her. She bites my feet. She's a good dog sometimes.
We have that in common, John. We both feed her. We're both nice. And she bites us both.
She literally bit me as soon as we walked in. I was like, "Do you remember me?" I'm like, "Come on! Like, why you bite me for? That's not nice." That's too
Actually,
funny.
she was getting a taste.
She's got anxiety.
I guess. All right, so we did the 9/11. We got any comments? Anything? No?
Nothing yet.
No comment. No comments. Anybody want a T-shirt? If somebody comments, we'll give them a T-shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, give us a comment, a like, a share, and we'll give you a T-shirt. Right? We got Stones clones in the house. We
We
got my
do,
brother
we
Rich in
do.
the house. We got,
Richie.
waiting for Zeppelini was supposed to show up, but I don't see him
Zeppelin,
anywhere.
fresh in from North Dakota.
Yeah,
South
right.
Dakota.
South Dakota was
South
it?
Dakota.
Yeah,
And Mount Rushmore. I saw his video. Yeah.
yeah. Sturgis Zeppelini. Call him. We'll
Sturgis.
start calling him Joe Sturgis. I'm gonna start calling him.
That's a beautiful part of the country. Have you ever been out?
I've never been there.
No.
No,
It's really
There.
beautiful.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah. The Black Hills, I think they call them.
Oh yeah.
And kind of like bordering the Badlands of that part of the country. It's
okay.
really nice.
Okay.
Lots of deer. Winters are brutal though, but it's the only time I've ever been there. So
Yeah. No.
that's all I can talk. Freaking cold.
I can't-
Deep snow.
Yeah. That's not for me. I couldn't do that. No. No way. As much as I don't really enjoy the Florida heat anymore.
Court
Yeah.
watchers. We need court watchers.
So yeah, what's that all about?
Court watch. People are just going to the court
Yep.
during session. You're allowed to go there,
Uh huh.
and you just sit there and watch, and that's it. You don't have to know anything about anything. Just the fact that you're there.
Yep.
The judge gets anxious, and she starts following the rules because they're not following the rules. The judges are not following.
So how do they know that you're in the room? Like, do you have to tell them you're a court watcher, or
No, you just walk in and sit down.
so they?
It's open. It's a
That's
public-
interesting. You say that. I'll have to talk to you about this after the show. I
Yeah.
got to share something with you that I witnessed today. It
Uh-huh.
was interesting. And I was at the courthouse.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll talk to you. Remind me.
Oh,
Talk
top
about that.
secret.
Top secret, I can't. I don't want to.
Yes, but
I don't want to put it here on this show. No, that's yeah.
You know,
Some
we
things
should-
I
we
got to
should
keep
all-
close
we
to
should
the
all be
vest. You know.
involved. It's
You know.
important. We should all be involved.
Yeah. No, I
Go-
agree.
Go
I,
and sit and keep. I mean, child courts especially.
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah.
They're just stealing kids.
Yeah, they are.
Stealing
I've seen that
It's
firsthand.
awful.
Well, we
Yeah.
we featured that the one Yale professor
Oh, yeah?
Boyan, on a podcast talking about giving proxy votes for your kids to like 20-something-year-olds, and like giving them a vote, an extra vote for you to represent your kids, but not you can't. At the same time, Massachusetts was taking away the restrictions when it comes to abortion after 24 weeks, which is up to birth.
Yeah. That's,
After 24 weeks is just they're coming for the kids. That's where they're starting. Same thing they did in Nazi Germany and the Bolsheviks, Russia. It's all coming down to we end
Coming
up in
for
the
the
same
kids.
place.
I mean, the teachers now are twisted. They're so far left. You know, the kids are coming home and saying the stuff to the parents, and that's where they're causing the separation. And now the kid's not happy because the dad doesn't want him to dress like a woman or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Now you can call the police.
Oh
to your
yeah.
Parents,
Oh yeah.
report your parents to
Yeah.
whoever, and now you got another headache, and you go to before a judge, and the judge just has an agenda to separate you.
That's interesting you say that. Yeah, because I witnessed something the other day down in Port St. Lucie. I usually, when I'm driving around doing my job or whatever, if I see some people on the side of the road that need some help, like some homeless or whatever, I usually stop by, see if they see something to eat, just if it's on my way and I just can, don't startle them. And I stopped on the US 1 and there was these two girls sitting there at the corner. And I walked over. I'm like, "Hey guys, you need any food or anything? You need something?" And one girl looked up and she just kind of looked down. And then the other girl stood up and turned around, and I could tell right away that it was a transitioning individual.
Okay.
And I was like, "Ooh," I was like, "That's a first," because I've dealt with homeless in Salvation Army, working there for 10 years, and just always interacting with people. It
Right.
was the first time I ever came across that. They weren't in really good shape. They didn't smell very good. It was really, really scary. And I was like, "All right, you guys need anything?" And the girl's like, "I could use some food." I'm like, "All right." So I gave her some food. Long story short, I came back out, I get them some food. And so I started talking to her, and you could tell that there's something about that situation that it's a massive, massive traumatic situation with the parents, obviously, because they kicked her out of the house. They didn't agree with what she did. And so she changed and transitioned. She got fake he got fake boobs. And then I asked, and I said to myself, "Well, are you fully?" And he said, "No, I'm not yet. I'm gonna do it." I was like, "Oh, okay." And I'm like, "Well, why are you out here?" And they were like, "Oh, my parents weren't about it. They didn't like it. They kicked me out." And I was like, "Oh, geez." I'm like, so talk about trauma.
Right.
You're in between whatever you think you're doing, and then your family are not there to try to help or whatever. And it was just, it was heartbreaking. And I just realized how bad of a mental health crisis that we have on this planet, and how hard it's hitting people, and how bad it's taken them to do things to their body that they shouldn't do. And I know this isn't conspiracy stuff, but I just wanted to share that because it's scary to see, because when you witness it and you just realize it, you're like, this is real. Like, this is serious stuff.
Yes.
Like, we're just dealing with some massive traumatic individuals that are walking around in this world right now, especially in our country. So that was my rant. I just it's
They're coming for the kids.
I know, and that's why I got into it, because that's where it came from. She was like, look where she's at now, or she's stuck on the streets, can't go nowhere, and because of the trauma.
That's right, and that's if that story. Well, that's her story.
Yeah,
not his
that's her story. Yeah.
So that's if
He,
that's
her, yeah.
accurate. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
we all have a. I mean, I know we have a relatable story too, and there's always two stories.
Yeah,
two sides
yeah.
of the same story.
Of course there is. Yeah, and I knew that when I
Yeah.
talked to her, because she was like, "Oh, well, they just rejected me," and like that. And I was like, "All right, well, but you could still forgive them and move forward and not be so hard on it, and don't take it so bad."
But there's a movement lately I would say in the last 10, 20 years, and they're starting to talk about it more now about the parent separation in adults. So like as these kids grow up into young adulthood, they're separating from their parent, and they're doing a no contact thing. It's very popular,
Yeah.
especially amongst the progressive the leftists,
Yeah.
the brainwashed.
Yeah, it's true. It is. And then they medicate. They get on medication, and then it just becomes one.
Starts with the vaccines, baby.
Yeah.
72,
Yeah, you're right.
whatever the number was.
You're right. It starts
15,
with the
20 years
vaccines.
ago.
You're right. That's
Whack them chemicals out.
yeah.
The
Make the
vaccines,
boys
all
think
the
they're good.
dyes and plastic.
All the food, everything. It's so obvious. It's so plain as day to see now. But it's been happening for so long, and that's one thing that I didn't want to believe. My son was born, and he was getting into school and everything. I was like, I can't believe that they're doing this to these kids. Like, why are they really doing this? Like, this can't be real. Like, this can't be true.
It's real, buddy.
But it's real, and I know, and I see it in my own child, and I see it in his friends and everything else around it. That it was all by design, which I say all the time on the TGI Now podcast, because it was. And now we have to stop it. We have to talk about it and look at it and address it and be proactive about it. I didn't judge that girl when I was talking to her. I didn't say, "Oh, what are you going to do? Cut your dick off?" I didn't do that. I was compassionate, and I just told her what I thought best thing to do for you to try to move forward, because you made this choice, and that's up to you, and that's it. There's no getting around that. I was like, that's really what it comes down to. Is God gave us free will choice, and that's it. That's good for that.
Kelly,
Yeah. Anyway,
Rich?
Skunk Ape.
Yep. All right.
either one can jump in.
This all started with Skunk
I
Ape,
know, and we went into.
who fell right
We
into
go-
the train.
We go right into the circle. It comes full circle.
Jews, moon,
Yep. Right.
towers.
All right.
Number
Am I
8.
leaving?
You want to stick around, Steve, or Steve stick around? Bruce, want to let Richie sit there?
Yeah. The
Right.
global disappearing people phenomenon ties in with my second topic
Okay.
and the missing children,
Okay.
which is cannibalism in fast food.
Fast food. Yeah. Yeah.
I want to hear that one, so I'll step down,
Okay.
and I want to hear the cannibalism in the fast food.
All right. Yeah. That's fine.
Excellent.
Yeah. That's fine. Excellent. Kelly,
Yes.
how you doing?
Hi.
Yeah, good to see you. Thanks for joining us. Yeah. How you been?
Hanging in there.
Good. Good. Yeah. Day to day, right? Everybody's day to day. That's pretty much how.
Constant presence.
Right?
Always in a constant presence.
Constant presence. Yeah. TGI Now. Thank God it's now.
Constant presence.
Yep. Get you some stickers if you
Observe.
want some stickers. Yeah, you got that right. Don't observe. Don't absorb. You can't. You can't. If you absorb it, you're just absorbing the energy. That's what happens. You're sitting down. You're going to absorb that negative energy or whatever that energy is that person or situation presents itself.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much how it goes. So, what did you have something you want to talk about, or
Well, the only subject matter that I think that I could contribute would be about people thinking that there's not the cures, quote unquote cures
Uh-huh.
for things.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, no.
my career's been in public health for 30 years,
Yeah.
developing a farm now to teach that we are nature,
Okay.
literally.
Yeah, we are. I agree.
Every aspect of nature,
Yeah.
not just plants, but energy, light, frequency, sound,
Energy.
all of it.
And yeah, energy, frequency, and vibration. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, you're right. So, what are you doing to do that? What are you working on now?
Well, the idea is that people start, respecting that more.
Yeah.
I mean, even people that go to church, I do believe there's a lot of people in church that believe in God,
Yep.
but I've always felt there's a lack of spirituality.
Yeah.
I mean, this is my hometown here. And so when I grew up here, it's, hunting, foraging, fishing.
Yeah.
Not that now how it is where, oh, you can't go back there. It's under conservation. You can't go back there. The county
All
owns
by
it.
design.
All
All by
the
design.
water's, tainted now.
All
You
by
can't go
design.
back there. And I'm like, wait a minute. We're saving the manatees and the humans are getting cancer and on kidney dialysis.
Yeah. No,
This makes no sense.
it makes no sense. Everything's backwards. So no, I agree with you. I mean, it takes time to get to that point sometimes with people, because people get away from nature. They turn their back on Mother Nature, and that's what I think happened. What we were talking about earlier about these kids and the future. To get the future, you have to get the minds of the kids. And so if you get the minds of the kids, you change the future. So then you get them away from nature. You get them playing video games, get them on medication, and get them away from real food and fake food. So it makes them, it dumbs them down. It makes people it calcifies their pineal gland. So then you can't think right. You can't think for yourself. You don't have your your cognitive dissonance goes just out the window. You're done.
Well, I never really thought about it from a development perspective
Yeah.
because we have become a society that um, we're not looking at things as a whole.
Yeah.
Like in public health, for instance, you used to go to one doctor.
Yeah. Now
And
you
then
got
they
then
go
you
to-
got all the specialists.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, for your toenail to your
Of
you know,
course. Yeah.
tooth to your, it's
Yeah.
just insane all the different specialties they have. But the same in development. I never really thought about that until I started developing my farm. I didn't even know of the things that were going on in the water until I started developing
Yeah.
my farm.
Yeah.
I was focused on food.
Yep.
But the way we develop, keeps people from moving a certain way,
Yep.
that where they might walk somewhere instead of driving and
Well, part of it is that, they want us to not be able to do and go far. They want us to be in 15-minute cities, so that you don't have to go anywhere, that everything's right there within walking distance. But it's all fake. It's all a fake little town.
Right.
It's got no real food. It's got no real substance. It's got no real. They're popping up all over Florida. I mean, I drive all over Florida all the time, and there's just 15-minute cities, these apartments, and these fast food restaurants. They're all popping up in these little towns in the middle of Florida.
well, even when I was growing up here, my dad's a builder. He's retired now, but back in the day, they did not have all these gated communities like they do. Like everything's gated.
Yeah.
Even
Oh,
even
yeah.
the low income
Oh, yeah. Oh,
everything's
yeah. Everything's
gated. So
gated.
so it's like separating people
Mhm.
from
By design.
you know what I mean?
Mhm.
They're like separating them
Yeah.
just in that way.
It's all by design to keep us separated. That's part of the process. That's part of the dumbing down, and like you said, everything's energy, frequency, and vibration. So you take away those things with everything that they're exactly doing, the food, the water, everything. It kills our energy, kills our frequency, keeps our vibration, keeps us down in a low state of being. That's all by design, unfortunately. And like Bruce was saying about the kids, they're after the kids. So what were you saying about the children? Go ahead.
Many of these children who have been like trafficked,
Yep.
if they fight back, I mean, what are they going to do to them?
Yep.
Well, they'll kill them and they'll sell them because there's a market
Yeah.
for the meat,
Yeah.
and they will sell that to
Fast food.
a meat packer,
Yeah.
and they chop up everything, and that goes into a burger
All kinds
or
of
something
stuff.
like that.
Yeah.
Or it doesn't have to be children.
Yeah.
It could also be adults. Anything that they can
They
get,
can get rid of. Yeah.
they will get rid of, especially people who you don't miss, like the so-called homeless,
Yeah.
who are usually around when a Republican's in charge, and when a Democrat's in charge, the homeless disappear.
Yeah.
At least they disappear on
Yeah.
TV.
What was that, Rich? What was that? That rabbi that talked about they were feeding the children, they were feeding kids.
It was Rabbi
Shmuley?
Shmuley.
Shmuley.
Yeah, it was on a radio station like 2008. Was
Yeah.
talking about, oh, you guys, we feed the dead people to the McDonald's, and you're eating all the dead people.
Yeah.
He was a real, pretty evil dude that was on this radio station. This guy was the guy that would host the show was kind of like a Christian, and
Yeah.
but could be a little extreme, and he just kept questioning them and taking it in. This guy was more than willing to tell you what they do, not just with that, but just they own Bush and the 9/11 with Silverstein. Remember all that?
Yeah.
And they did say they get you're eating people when you go to McDonald's or Burger King.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense because how many cows are going to be able to go not just to good restaurants and other
All
places.
over. Yeah.
Yeah, then you talk about all the fast food that have burgers.
Yeah.
Think about there's not enough cows
No.
in the world
No.
to give you that meal meat. I mean, it could be horse meat too, but
Yeah.
I didn't think they're doing that anymore.
Well, they used to say it was ostrich meat. Remember they were saying that.
So they try to throw you off track, like they're
Yeah.
getting a little brain in their head.
Yeah.
That's-
Yeah.
that's-
They used to say that. They were like, it's ostrich meat. McDonald's sells is it ostrich? They use
Ostrich is
ostrich.
actually very delicious.
Yeah, but they would say that they would say that's what they're.
Meat,
Yeah, they would say they're using different meat because they would show that billions and billions are sold.
Yeah, that's just
a billion-
McDonald's.
That's just McDonald's.
Just think about every other fast food burger joint,
Exactly.
like the big ones, the big chains, Wendy's and God knows what.
Yeah.
But that Shmuley did say, he was telling you a little like evil bits of what they do.
What they
It was
do,
a small
yeah.
radio,
I remember,
broadcast.
yeah. It's an interesting.
Yeah.
and I'll have to send that to you, Kelly, because I see you're looking like, what the fuck?
Yeah, this guy.
I'm thinking mystery meat. I hear people talk about
Mystery meat. Well,
mystery
yeah.
meat a lot. Like what really is in something. And the only thing I was thinking of, I don't know a lot about the child trafficking, but the vaccinations.
Yeah.
You're hearing a lot of things that are in vaccinations that people would be surprised.
Of it, like fetuses and stuff like that. Yeah. Or aborted fetus.
That's public. That's like with reputable people that are coming out with this.
Yeah.
It's not just like that's why I'm telling you in natural health and holistic health, there's so many people that have thought so much of it's woo-woo
It's not.
because we're living in a very unnatural way, right? And so back in the day when you saw, when people were literally living in harmony with nature, like before you had where people were building houses and things like when we roam the earth, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to think about when we roam the earth, we're the same, except we are not living in harmony with our
Nature.
natural resources.
Harmony with nature. Yeah. Harmony in nature. You're right. I got away from nature big time in my life. Before COVID, I was like, I didn't pay attention to nothing when it came to nature. I had fake plants out by my pool. I didn't.
It's all about sports.
Yeah, it was all about sports and watching football. I didn't care about eating burgers and watching sports and drinking beer and, sitting on the couch for 20 hours, But then I started to realize, like, this isn't the way we're supposed to be living. So I started to wake up to that fact, like you're saying. I don't eat the best. I should eat better than I do, but I watch what I eat the best that I can.
My thing is, John, is we shouldn't have to be worrying about it.
You're right.
We're supposed to eat. We're supposed to breathe. We're supposed to drink.
Yeah.
So it should
Shouldn't
go
ma-
back to the responsibility of the corporation
Yeah.
if we are consuming things that are literally
Yeah.
killing us
They
and
shouldn't,
making
they shouldn't be able to make it. You're right. They
it
shouldn't be
shouldn't
able.
be a product.
It should
that
be a product. Yeah, it should be. You're exactly right.
They keep doing it.
They keep doing it. The only way it's going to stop is for us to say no more, that we're not doing this anymore, that we need to change the way we live. And I believe that that's coming soon. The theater near you. I believe that there's a big shift coming on this planet. We're talking about 9/11 again and all this stuff like that. I believe there's an event coming right next soon that's going to be a 9/11 on steroids worldwide.
Well, what's happened in so many different subject matters is they've held so many things back. You know what I mean? It's either people been bought, sold, killed, left the country, their patents did get pended, because it's going to quote unquote disrupt.
Exactly.
something.
Yeah. And there's patents out there. There's 6,000 patents of all kinds of free energy and energy healing and all that that's been suppressed. That's going to be released at some point in the near future. That's going to be God technology. It's going to heal people and be able to help them to be healthy again and not be all these. I see these old people. They're all just like always like it's getting old. It's like no, they're not getting old. They're only getting decrepit because they're taking pharmaceuticals and they're eating shit. They're going to the doctor all the time. They're getting vaccines. They're getting flu shots.
So many old people that just are walking in the restaurant,
Yeah, like that.
constantly just.
And they're not. It's not because they're
Taking
old,
5 years
old
to get
age.
in.
It's because of what they've been done to them. Their bodies have been destroyed with everything that you're saying that we went away from. That they went
Oh,
away
it
from.
blows my mind because they'll say, well, my doctor says I can't have grapefruit. My doctor says I can't have salt.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but you can take a pharmaceutical drug
Yeah.
that the side effects are like ridiculous.
Oh, they're so bad.
I mean, ridiculous.
The commercial's like, oh, you got this, but if you take this,
You'll get diarrhea.
you'll feel great again, but you'll have
Diarrhea.
instant diarrhea, possible sudden death.
Yeah.
You
They always say possible
Anal warts.
possible sudden death, and I'm like, the first thing that pops in my head is, well, why would you take something that has a side effect that's actually the effect?
Thinking about
You can
killing your
actually
family.
Science,
Yeah.
it's committing suicide.
Commit suicide first, killing your family. That may be your own self.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Consult a doctor or
And
it's not
how often
psychiatrist.
have you ever heard a pharmaceutical company even be considered as a part of the reason why that child might have murdered their, you know what I mean?
Exactly. But they're
No,
not
they always
liable.
blame the gun.
But they're not liable no matter what.
Yeah.
Reagan signed that deed back in the 80s. It
Yep.
said they were exempt from any
Any-
prosecution of
yep.
anything that they
I
did.
see it in people all the time. I see as soon as they get on medications and
they change.
it's terrible.
It
the
is.
things that it
It's-
does to
it's-
people.
it's-
Neurologically,
Oh,
mentally.
The commercials are terrible. Like you'll get rid of your rash, but then
Yeah.
you might want to kill your family later.
Yeah.
But if you do, please call your psychiatrist.
Consult your doctor before,
Yeah.
it's horrible.
Well,
Like,
if you think of salt, like we truly are conducers. Our bodies are so energy. We have so much energy in our bodies. And the Bible, it says we are the salt of the earth. And so they tell them not to take salt. I'm like, that's the craziest thing I've ever heard.
right?
There's a book out called Dead Doctors Don't Lie. I think it came out in the 50s. And that's what it's about. Every disease has a mineral deficiency, every one.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it might just be a tiny bit of a mineral you need, but your body needs it,
Well, the doctors, unfortunately, are in cahoots with the pharmaceutical companies and the insurance companies. So they also all about making that green bread,
Always
and
that paper, that fake paper.
That paper, yeah, and
Fake paper.
that's how it works. And it's unfortunate. We're all. I mean, if you go for it, you become the cattle that they eventually, slaughter. Like just being us, because we're getting poisoned.
That's why I'm standing up for the fact that we are nature. We can't just be looked at as taxpayers, and we truly are a part of God's creation.
It's true, but this world has gotten to such an evil point that goes back to many years.
Thousands
It's
of years.
just in the system, yes.
Thousands
The
of
people that run the earth, these secret societies and
these archons. They're archons. They're human hybrid demons. They're demons that are running this place. That's why they don't have any regard for human life. That's why they don't care about like 9/11. They don't care if they kill all those people in those buildings. They don't care because they have no soul. They have no feeling. They gave their soul up as a disembodied spirit. They gave themselves up in order to have the money and the fame. That's why they defend the system so bad. That's why all these doctors are all coming out getting all mad at the whole Trump thing with the executive order with the vaccine. Oh my God, you can't do that. The health of the children
I
are
know.
going to
I
be so
got
bad.
that from a text thread from the three liberals that are in my thread.
But that's when you see the demon, when they come out and they come against and they want to go after the children. That's when you see them go, wow, look at that. They rather have the kids get jabbed up.
You know what, John? Honestly, if a local chiropractor wouldn't have talked about vaccinations right after I had my first child, and unfortunately she did have a few.
Yeah.
Because I have 3 and the other 2 didn't. But I wouldn't have even known.
I know.
We all are following these things. We think, oh, we have children.
Yeah, you have
gotta
to
get
go to
them
the
shot.
pediatrician. You got to get a shot. And that's what I learned when I had my son. I took him to the pediatrician. I was like, oh, take him down. He's got to get his flu shot. Take him down, and they bring him in the room, and then the girl comes in with little sniffer, little mist. They don't even give you the shot in the arm anymore. They just give you the mist. They threw the mist up in his nose, and I'm like, oh wow, what's that? That's not the flu shot. She's like, oh, it's the mist. It's got the flu in it. And I'm like, huh? And then she's like, well, when you get home now, he might. This is what Trump and Kennedy were talking about, the Tylenol. When he gets home, he might run a fever. And I went, whoa, wait a minute. I'm like, I brought you a perfectly healthy child to the pediatrician and he's going to come home with a fever? That doesn't make any sense.
Right.
Oh, well, don't worry about it. Just give him some Tylenol and he'll be okay. So that mixes the Tylenol with the flu shot. So then again, that's what it was all by design. So that's when I started to go off in my head and I was like, wait a minute. So that means that the sickness is in the shot. So they're giving you the sickness. They're giving you the make you sick. And then you're like, oh, I'm sick now. So now I'll be protected.
Yeah, I got that flu shot 30 years ago, and I learned my lesson.
Exactly. So you have to learn your lesson.
Bad.
That's the thing. You have to figure it out. You have to discern for yourself.
It was terrible.
God gave us a discernment, and we have to discern for that. I mean, there's a local pediatrician, my son's pediatrician, and
God also gave us everything that we need.
Exactly.
And that's what I'm trying to say. If it all goes to hell in a handbasket, it's called clean air, food, and water.
Exactly.
Forage, fish.
And you know
we'll
what?
be fine.
I know.
And trust your own, your
Own
immune system. Yeah,
And that's what the whole COVID thing was about. Was that people weren't trusting their immune system. They didn't realize that I have a God-given immune system, so I shouldn't need to get a shot for me not to get the thing. And then when you put 2 and 2 together, you go, wait a minute, the sickness is in the shot, so they're going to make everybody sick with the vaccine. And that's what happened. People started to shed when they got it, and then other people were getting sick because they gave them the sickness, and then they passed it on to everybody.
Well, the talk the local chiropractor gave was, he said some of the vaccines wasn't that he was against all of them, but you're building your immune system in your first 3 years of life.
Yes.
That's not when you want to be doing all of this to the body.
That gives you example why these pediatricians, these doctors are coming out against taken the mandatory vaccinations away because number one, it costs them money, and number two, that's how you get the kids sick. That's how you get the minds of the
Yeah, so he just broke it down like, if you want to do this shot, it shouldn't be until your child's having sex, or some of them they're giving these shots
Oh,
that they shouldn't even be getting.
the
it.
RSV was it the RSV, the one that for a teenage cancer. That a friend of our family friend of ours, the kid went in and got it. He ended up in a wheelchair on a ventilator for the rest of his life, and then he died. And then you don't know where it came from. Like all of a sudden,
Well, you're hearing about vaccine injury with COVID.
yeah, of course.
But in all honesty,
They
that's
call
what I'm
it-
trying to say. All these shots,
They call it long COVID.
it's not just the COVID shot.
Yeah, I know, but they call it long COVID. That's what they call the injury. Oh, you have long COVID. You just have COVID forever.
I know.
Because they gave them the sickness with the shot.
Well, in the beginning, they all fell for Fauci. He was this hero, and he's going to make us better.
Fauci.
He knows.
Fauci.
Now he's taking the fifth like a monster.
Dr. Fugazi.
Fugazi.
That's I called him.
Well,
I
he was
was,
a
I was
dude,
calling him that from day one. I was like,
Right,
this guy's
he's-
a fraud. I was thinking this is the first, and I only knew it because of the whole AIDS thing with the whole AIDS vaccine, and how they put AIDS into the system, and then they gave everybody AZT, and they made them sick and die. They give you the cure, but the cure doesn't make you better. That's the problem. It's problem reaction solution. So we introduce a problem into the community. Everybody reacts. Oh, geez, I'm going to get AIDS. And then they give you a solution. Here, take AZT. You'll be fine.
I like to tell the story of my country grandma is where I was raised here in this county. With my country grandmas, with my family, but we all lived on the same piece of property here in the county before they had all the zoning changes. But I said I had a country grandma and I had a city grandma. My city grandma was dividing pills that was an astronomical amount, twice a day.
Wow.
And then my country grandma, I think she might have been on a blood pressure medication, but that
Maybe,
was it.
barely.
But she was the one that would say when the doctor would be like, okay, I'll see you, in a couple weeks. She'd go, nah, I'll call you if I need you.
Yeah.
I mean, she just was that way.
So
Where
which one's been around the longest?
yeah, well, they both passed now in their 80s. But my point is that my city grandma was in and out of doctors constantly.
And probably had more chronic sickness.
Constant. That's why I'm saying because one gives a problem. You take this,
So
it
then-
gives you a problem for that, and then you go around
That's
for
what
that.
happened to our uncle. Every time he went to the doctors, he had a new problem, and then he was like, "I got this, and then I got that.
Yeah.
And they fixed this, but I got that." It was-
Doc Brown said, I got to take this.
yeah, I got to take this.
I got to take this medicine.
I got to take it.
Got to
And
break down the enzymes.
yeah, and it's all a bunch of bullshit.
Eventually, he died from all the
He
medication.
died from the pharmaceutical industry. Actually, really killed him. They
Yeah.
really did. They destroyed his health every year. We saw him just deteriorate slowly.
Well, the fact it's one thing if you're on one medication,
Yeah, but he
and
was on.
really testing it with your
He
biochemistry,
was on
right?
time. Yeah.
They put everybody on the same medication, right? But then if they put you on 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, and like, how do they know how all of that is reacting in your body along with
They
your own
don't.
body?
They don't know. That's the thing. That's why they call it side effects. It's like, oh, you got a side effect. I took I think it was an antibiotic for something like an ear infection or something, and I started getting a rash. They're like, oh, well, you're just allergic to the medication. I'm like, no, I'm not. I didn't. It's no good. It's obviously my body's rejecting it because it's not good for me.
Yeah.
I shouldn't be taking it in the first place. There's other ways to get rid of the ear infection than taking a pill.
Well, when I got into natural health, it was 24 years ago, and I think the cancer rates then were like 1 and 2. I mean, some astronomical amount. And you think to yourself, you've had these foundations and things open for so long. They're still saying that. I'm like, this is, and then I get into natural health from being in, the regular modern medicine to start with 30 years ago, but natural health 24 years ago. And they're talking about cancer like it's like, okay, you just need to do this, you just need to do that, and but you get told that in modern medicine, and they'll be like,
Oh yeah.
thinking, you're like scared to damn death.
Oh,
People are like, I've got 2 weeks, or I've
They
got
want
2
they want you to be on chemo and all the other stuff, so it'll kill you faster.
There are clinics in Mexico, though.
Oh yeah.
There's Mexico because they had to get out of this country.
Yeah. What do you got, Bruce?
About 2 miles north of here, just past the airport, there's Old Dixie.
Yep.
And if you go up that road, you're going to see a handful of buildings on the right. They're all abandoned. It all looks like a place that black people used to hang out in the 1950s and 60s.
Yeah.
But it's abandoned. I worked with a fella here in the county, And I used to talk to him about this kind of topic. And he said, back when I left here in 1972, this area was packed. And he was talking about black people.
Yeah.
He said, I came back after the Army, 1979. He goes, so many of my people I grew up with were dead.
Wow.
And he said, back then it was people my age, like 60 or in their 60s now, who were dying. But he said, nowadays, it's our young people in their 20s who are dying. At that point, he goes, I have no clue. But he said, they're dying. I said, I don't hear about no gunshots. He goes, but that's what's happening. All of our young people are dying. Because, and I wanted to ask Kelly this, if you, what decades did you grow up here? 70s?
I was born 1970, yeah.
Do you notice that there's a lot less black people around than there was then? Because I remember driving in areas like this, and you'd always see, black people hanging out here and there, or walking around and riding bikes. Don't see them anymore. What happened to them?
I haven't really noticed it. I mean, the Gifford area is where a lot of them hung out as community.
Wish
people.
Rondell was here. I could ask him.
510 was a big area, but no, I have not noticed any.
What did he say for they were getting sick and dying from like medication or just the
We
food?
get into it that deep.
Yeah.
He just said that he said back then it was older people who were dying,
Yeah.
and occasionally some people his age,
Yeah.
like my age.
Could be overdoses too. A lot of the medications that they're putting out there. I mean, it's
Was it Vietnam, Agent Orange, and stuff like that? People.
no, I don't think so. No. Yeah.
It was 72.
It could be. It could be overdoses with the younger people, like you said, because I've seen a major rise in that around. Sure.
Well, I definitely hope
Especially with the opiates.
they start doing some more oversight with. I didn't realize there's a lot of issues with water quality
Oh yeah.
all over Florida. It's not just our county.
Horrible.
But you never know, it sounds like these why we're talking about conspiracies. Some people be like, oh, they're talking about this or whatever, but there are really serious issues in water quality on what's really in our water. So
We're bathing in it. We bathe in it. Our skin's our biggest organ, so you're bathing in it.
well, I mean, we went into monoculture growing, so you've got these huge growing operations where they have to use a bunch of chemicals and things because they're not growing naturally.
Yeah.
Our farm is promoting food forest. It's a design, it's called permaculture, but everything grows naturally together. You don't need chemicals. God didn't put everything in rows, is what I like to say. But there is a website a lot of people aren't familiar with. It happened back in New York, I think in the 60s at a place called Love Canal.
Oh yeah.
Did you hear about that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's when Superfund sites were created, and a lot of people don't know about Superfund sites, but that was the first time the federal government paid for a disaster that wasn't a natural disaster because a lot of people started getting sick, different sicknesses, and having miscarriages, and all kinds of things were going on. And they're like, "What is going on?" And that's when they found that their water was bad because chemicals had been put in that ground in barrels, and it was different kind of chemicals. This is why people were having. So that's when the EPA, people can go on and look up Superfund sites, and they're supposed to register every time that they find any kind of contamination in an area, I guess to a whatever degree or whatever. But when I was first told about it, it was post-pandemic, and New Jersey had almost 200 then. I haven't looked at it in a while. We have one here in the county that's registered over by the airport, I think, but it's just to bring awareness of areas that have contamination. This is again going back to the responsibility of, but where are we with that? You know what I mean? Because some things I don't feel like we should place blame. I mean, monoculture growing is just something, industrial farming was what people went into. They just went into these big farm operations, and
Well, the farmers got they got duped too. They were told to put all these things in the do this, do that to get the money.
should be blaming them. But
No, they got duped. Everybody, it's part of this whole great awakening that we're living is that everybody's realizing that we've been duped and that we have more power than we realize, and that the small few shouldn't be able to control the mass. That's where we have to wake up, and that's part of your role of what you're doing, what we're doing here with the podcast, and what we do to talk it into existence. That's really what it comes down to. That's really the bottom line, is that we have all been duped. Our whole lives have been nothing but lies. We've been
Yeah.
lied from day one.
So where are our sicknesses really coming from?
Made. Just like I've been having conversations about all the time. They're all made up. They're all made. You have to get it into the population. And the only way to get it in the population is to let them like take it. Like, here, take this pill. Oh, okay. And then it works. Oh, my knee's better. Great.
Ozempic.
Ozempic.
Oh,
Ozempic's a perfect example.
I want to lose weight. I'm lazy.
How many?
That's what I need.
And how many people are taking Ozempic? I guarantee in this room right here, I bet you there's a good 10 or 15. 10 or
What
12
exactly
people
is it?
taking Ozempic.
I've heard this.
It's another pharmaceutical. But it was developed for people that have diabetes. So you
Okay.
inject yourself with it, and it makes your insulin and get everything, so you're back to where you need to be. But then they realized that people were losing fucking a ton of weight because it numbs your stomach.
Oh, okay.
So then your stomach gets numb, and then you don't want to eat, and then you don't eat nothing, and then you start just the pounds just start melting off you, but your face starts to shrink in, and then your your muscle mass disappears.
You look unhealthy.
You look unhealthy. Your bones start to get weaker, but people are taking it because they'll just do whatever they can if they want a quick fix.
And they need it for the lazy people. Like, hey, I don't have to work out.
I don't have to fucking do nothing. So I'm just going to take a shot, and it works. You see people take a picture like, oh, look at me, I'm losing weight, And it's like it's the dumbest thing in the world.
You're probably losing your kidneys.
You're
too.
looking at all kinds of shit. People don't care about the long-term effects of it. The long-term effects are what's going to kill people. It's already killing people with that shit. I can see people on Facebook. They're like, "Oh, I'm in the hospital. I fainted the other day," and I know they're on Ozempic or like Manjaro or whatever, and I know they're taking it because they put it out there that they're taking it, and then they're in the hospital. And I'm saying to myself, you can't tell that you're in the hospital because you've been taking this, inject yourself with this poison. Like, come on.
Well, you look back at people like from the 50s and stuff, the difference of how we look now, just from like the people in the 1950s. And that's why I'm
Because
saying,
it's the
like, if you
food.
think about when
The
people
chemicals.
pioneered back in the day,
Yeah.
they pioneered where the resources
They
were. They're like, oh, we can bathe in that water. We can catch fish. We've got a forest. We can put,
Whatever.
build something.
Yeah.
And nowadays, that's why I'm saying we're not looking at our resources that way. We're not looking at our resources.
Because people are asleep.
Like if we already have a water quality problem and a water supply problem, there should not be new buildings going on.
But that's why
We
you
need to take care of
But that's why you
the
have
infrastructure.
commercials that say Ozempic.
Oh, they got that catchy tune.
Ozempic. They
Kelly, where the mall is now, what used to be there? Was it a farm?
The malls.
It was,
There probably. Who knows?
it was trees and
lateral A, like I think the whole darn road.
it was all trees and bushes and palms.
Yeah.
But there was a few stores right in front that never sold out to the mall anyway.
He's talking about way back in the day, like the property I'm on. When you look at the old, even from the 60s, it was citrus trees as far as
Yes, you could smell the citrus every beginning of the winter.
season. And so
I love
think
it.
about that just alone. We don't even have the citrus like we used to.
Yeah, you don't smell it anymore.
So that should tell people
Not
right
there.
there, like, why don't we have the citrus that we have used to? Because the soil's poison. It all started back when Hurricane Francis and Jean came. That's when it really got bad. When those two hurricanes came.
Charlie too.
Charlie, they dumped all this
three of them.
water onto this Florida, and all of a sudden, next thing you know, we got a canker problem.
And then they started selling the property, and next thing you know,
They're selling the property. I just drove across the state the other day. I see all these dead orange trees just everywhere, just dead.
it's horrible.
Dead,
We're getting it from California now. This is Florida. What Florida was known for.
Oranges in Florida because the soil.
Well, again, that's monoculture, though. They've done it with soybeans, corn. They've done it with a lot of things. So that's why I'm trying to say the gentleman who did the design for our farm, it's called a food forest. He's a chemical engineer. He's originally from Australia. He lives in Michigan now. But they literally can design landscape. If you go on IndianRiverPioneerFarms.com,
Yep.
I have an affiliate link so that you can look at Graham's information.
Right.
He was trained through Jeff Lawton, which was known for greening the desert. Again, might be something else people think it's a conspiracy. But, you can
No, you can
change.
green the desert. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There's
Regenerative
there's
farming
water
is
in the
where it
desert.
needs to be.
Yeah.
Regenerative
Yeah.
farming. We have to rebuild our habitat.
Yeah, there's
for
ways to
sure.
get it. There's ways to water in the desert. I've seen it. It's all lies. That's why it's called Conspiracy 101.
Don't worry about Ozempic.
It's all about Ozempic and
I'm
football.
looking good.
I look great. I took Ozempic.
My
now.
face is drooping to the floor. You know, after 3 months or 4 months of
It's
it.
horrible. I never. So you can tell right away.
Yeah, it's like a
You haven't seen somebody in a minute, and then you're like, "Hey, how you doing?" Oh, geez.
Dexatrim on steroids. If you remember
I
Dexatrim.
took Dexatrim.
Suppressed your, it's always suppressed your appetite somehow. or
Suppressed
nothing.
my appetite, and I probably lost my hair from it. So I'm serious. I think I lost my hair from it. I shouldn't have took it. I think I would have more hair now. You never know. That could have been a fact. It's
true.
I know. You don't know. That's the thing. What is male pattern involved? It's like, is it real or is it from food and medication and everything else?
Well, it's funny when I was telling you my city and country grandma story. So my city grandma, I'm dividing her pills up for her one day because I was one of her helpers, and she used to always talk about my grandpa that was an alcoholic.
Yeah.
He was such an alcoholic, and I'm dividing her pills, and I go, Grandma, wouldn't you have been better off just drinking?
Right? It's
And
true.
she started laughing.
It's
I'm like,
true.
this is
It's
ridiculous.
so true. It's so true. But again, it's everybody. You pick your poison. That's why they say it. Pick your poison.
And this country is addicted to quick fixes for a long time.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's the 80s.
Ozempic is a big example. I mean,
It's
the quickest
quicker
you
than ever.
lose a ton of weight. You do. You see it. Plain and
Fast
steady,
food,
but it's
fast weight loss.
yeah,
fast
15 minutes.
Well, if we
Amazing.
detoxify our bodies, we'll lose weight, and that's the weight you want to lose.
Yeah, that's true. True.
Got to get the toxins out.
Look who's here. We got it's
Zeppelini.
Zeppelini. Yeah, Zeppelini's in the house. What's up, buddy? Sturgis boy. You want to join us? You want to join us? You want to join us?
You want to come on?
Yeah, come on. Yeah, just jump in. Jump in. You guys want it? Want back there? Zeppelini. Sturgis boy in the house. Look at him. He's like, look at you. Look how dark you are. Frank Stallone.
Yes.
What the hell of a singer, Frank?
Frank.
Frank Stallone.
Outshined by his younger brother.
Stallone.
What? Yeah, but not in that movie. Staying Alive was Frank's
That was
deal.
Frank's deal.
Frank had the soundtrack.
Yeah.
But Sylvester directed that movie too.
Nepotism there.
And then you got,
And he is taller, Frank.
Take it back.
Take it back. Love that you won't know. There are two kinds of love.
Frank. Good.
Listen to the voice that you guys got.
It's because of Frank. You want to
Sing back up in my black push.
You want to sing?
I need a male backup singer. You want to sing? You got sequin
I'm
outfits?
shy.
Might do a little karaoke
I
today.
got a cute sequin outfit you got to wear.
I'm a Frank's fan. I'm just.
That was good. I know. That was good.
I seen it. He's taller than his brother. He's 6 foot.
No, say.
Stallone's like 5'8", 5'9",
Yeah.
or Sylvester.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
But he was
funny.
more talented.
Yeah.
What up, yo?
Yep.
So, what are we talking about?
Talking about you. We're
Talking about
winding
Frank
down.
Stallone, not me.
Yeah, we got about a half hour, so we're down.
Yeah.
There's
Well, John,
How's
I
it
covered
going?
everything I wanted to talk about.
perfect. Thank
Yeah.
you, brother. I appreciate you. You want to come back, Steve? I think everybody else is good, right? Yeah, you guys good?
Anybody else can drop in if you want, but I'll stay here. if we
Yeah,
have
why don't
to.
you stay
I'll
there?
just stay.
This guy over here. Yeah. No, I don't think so. I don't know if he does or not. You can ask. We got this guy in the hat over here too. I don't know if he's like creeping. I'll see if he. Do you know him at all? The guy in the hat over there.
Yeah.
You want to come over? Or does he want to come on?
Boom, 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 boom.
Want to go on the podcast?
I guess not. He's running away.
All right, so
He's talking to a chick.
no.
Oh yeah. All right. All right.
Is he the karaoke maestro?
No, I don't think so. No.
It sounds good.
Yeah,
Sounds
sounded good?
Yeah,
All right, good.
yeah,
Yeah.
It should be a little louder, but it's good.
All right. So I didn't want to get too loud because
Yeah,
people were
no,
like
it's good.
they were kind of like looking over when we were talking about like,
It's good. It's good.
They're curious at the bar. When I'm told they want a TV up there of us.
oh, it's right there.
I know, but they
I
like.
can't put it over.
I know. Well, and to hear it too.
Yeah, well,
The
that's
music.
the best I could do over there. If they want to come over, they can come over.
They still.
We're slacking.
But we
It's like
appreciate
it-
everybody coming out.
Come
Thanks for being here. Get your merch if you want some merch. We got stickers. We got hats.
You got the new black hats.
New black shirts. Yeah, we got the black
Nice.
ones. We got hats. We got stickers. So check them out and get some merch if you want.
Merch. So,
Give us a like and a share.
so I did not see one chemtrail in 7 days.
Outstanding.
No.
Outstanding.
Everywhere.
He's looking every day. Zap.
They didn't have any up there, really?
Nothing.
Wow.
Wow, that's interesting.
So at first couple of days, I was like, no, there's got,
Wow.
Now,
I didn't see any.
North Dakota or South?
South.
South Dakota.
Wow.
Oh, that's where you're Sturgis.
Yeah.
Sturgis,
I just got back.
land of the
It was a
free.
hailstorm. We missed it. I missed it.
Oh,
I
okay.
heard about it.
I heard it was, yeah.
about it, yeah.
I saw
Did it get
something.
cold at night?
Not well. It's nice and breezy and cold. It was good. Weather was perfect for us.
All
I was
right.
there 3 years ago, and it was like the rainiest it's ever been in like
Yeah.
50 years or something.
Uh-huh.
And we had hail, and it was raining. But I was riding my shirt off like 2 days ago.
Yes, sure.
It was like 95 degrees, dry,
It's all
like
brown.
dry heat. Like
Very nice.
People say, "Oh, what's it like?" It's like a sauna. It's like a wet sauna in Florida. It's like a dry sauna there. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
Huh.
So,
Nice.
and then you just go up in the mountain and it drops 10 degrees, and then you know what I mean. It's cool.
See David Lee Roth there? Did you see
I didn't see that.
David?
I went to see Quiet. I saw Quiet Riot though. I went to go see my friend Johnny Kelly play.
Johnny Kelly.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, he's cool, man. Yeah, I like that guy. Yeah.
And my buddy Kevin Kelly ended up being there. He was gigging.
Kevin Kelly.
Kevin Kelly, yeah, he was gigging with Eagles Tribute, the Long Run.
Oh, nice.
Right over in Wyoming. He saw my post. He's like, "Oh, I'm with the wife. We're going to take a couple of days off." I was like, "All right, come. You know, if you come to Sturgis, call me." Calls me. So I end up we get everybody backstage, you know, right next to this. And
No way.
so I don't realize this, but Kevin Kelly's a bass player,
Yeah.
and Rudy Sarzo is back in the band in Quiet right now. Rudy was an original member of
I love
Quiet Riot,
Rudy. Yeah.
but he also broke when Ozzy first broke with Randy Rhoads. That Rudy was the bass player.
Okay.
Rudy Sarzo was the bass player of the original Blizzard of Oz band.
Okay.
Ah, big
And
album.
this guy Kevin was a huge fan. And I never would have guessed it because Kevin, he's not like a metalhead or whatever. I didn't think that. Anyway, he was like so starstruck. I saw him backstage. I was like, "You want to meet him?" He goes, "No, really."
That's awesome.
I go, "Yeah." We introduced him, and they start talking or whatever. You know what it was? It was like one of those kind of moments that you never would plan. Like I didn't
No,
Kevin to meet Rudy.
Yeah,
Whatever, you know what I mean?
It was
It's
just
one of those moments that just, you know. And so I was standing there with his wife, and she's like, "You just made his whole night." And I'm like, "Oh, that was kind of cool." Like,
That is
extra
cool.
benefit.
Plus, I got to meet you too.
Yeah, big
I
deal.
got to see you too, right? That's all that matters. That's
So,
important.
so it was, and then that was the last night I was there. It was ended up cool.
Yeah, I didn't think you were going to be back in time. That's cool. Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Glad you can make
I was
the show.
supposed to be there longer, but we cut it short.
Yeah, it's all right.
It's all good.
It's just
I did about 1,800 miles.
probably for the best.
Yeah.
Need to be
I heard there's a big hailstorm right after I left.
Yeah.
It was on like TikTok or something.
Yeah.
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 It was kind of his pellet.
Did you see a lot of Trump hats?
Nope,
No
not at all.
kidding.
Not at all. Matter of fact, there was nothing even spoken.
No political?
I didn't have any political shit. All was,
Okay.
That's good.
Matter of fact, and you're just mentioning that to me now.
Uh-huh.
Now I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
I did not see anything,
That's
Okay.
good. Good.
which is good.
That's
If
good.
you
Thanks.
ask me.
Just
Yeah.
do yourself. You know, just, you don't have to. You know, just not everything has to be. Remember, this is all biblical and not really political. So it's, you know, what we're living is biblical time.
Exactly. The political
It's just a
is
part
just
of
the
the
characters,
it-
that are playing.
in the movie. Exactly.
You know, there's like subjected role.
Yep.
You know.
Well, there's something about that area with the, I know where the heads are.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do they call that?
Giant-
Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
Yeah, but, yeah.
There's something very important about that because Trump's been there twice.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Also at Crazy Horse, there's a lot going on. I'm not really into the Q thing, but there's a lot of stuff on the Q thing that apparently happens at Crazy Horse Monument, which
No
is
kidding.
close to Mount Rushmore. As a matter of fact, we did both monuments the same day.
Okay.
And so if you look it up, like I said, I'm not a Q guy, and
Yeah.
I'm a Q guy.
yeah. So look up what goes on at Mount Rushmore. There's something
I
about
will.
JFK. Something about JFK.
Yeah.
being there.
Oh wow.
At one point, and you know, they
Yeah,
have
there's
pictures. of
pictures
him
of
there.
him, yeah.
Oh shit.
And
Standing on top
That's
of the
what,
head.
that's what they're saying. I don't know.
I don't know.
What you were referring to is the significance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The significance of that stuff in that area.
Yes.
What you're saying.
Yeah, I showed you.
So
on a
it's gotta-
helicopter.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think they had something to do with Mount Rushmore too, like some type of. It's gonna mean something in addition to what it means already.
Oh, okay.
That's what they say.
Oh, interesting. All right.
Like for the future, I guess.
Oh, all right. Interesting.
So,
That-
it's not just a battle for this nation; it's a battle
No.
for you know.
It's a battle for souls.
There's supposed to be a World's Fair coming up. Does anybody know about that?
I've heard of that.
Is
Yeah.
that going to be in Sturgis?
Yeah, well, I don't know where it's.
I think it was going to be in the Midwest somewhere.
It's a really good sign if that happens.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think the World's Fair is going to be in Sturgis.
That's you know, if you look back, and you look at the timelines, the World's Fair is pretty much at the beginning of every new era.
Uh huh.
Oh, really?
Or at the end of the last hour, or at the end of
At
the last
1800s,
hour,
they had
if you want to look at it.
1800s, they had one
Yeah.
at the end. At the
And
end.
then 60s.
One hour into the beginning of the month. To me, it signifies a new beginning because it's all about, you know,
Wow.
and if you look at it, you can see that all that stuff that they're bringing in at that time, like the electricity and whatnot, you can see they already had it for
Right,
years way
right.
before. So all of a
Electricity,
sudden, they don't just perfect it; they just found it
That
way.
was Tesla's World Fair.
That shit. They were holding, and then the World's Fair comes, and they. So what we're talking about is when we win, you know, the cures and all the stuff that's
The
being held
patents,
back.
we
all
talked
the
about
stuff-
the patents,
all the stuff that's being held back. Apparently, that'll be
release.
that's gonna more than ignite humanity. It'll save everything.
Well, it'll be a new, it'll be another renaissance there. Yeah.
The change of the collective vibration
Yeah.
being raised, just a small amount.
I'll send you a video, Steve,
All of a
about
sudden,
that.
this all this art starts pouring out, and all this love thy neighbor and biblical, you know, sort of stuff
Yeah.
starts to be lived, and the reactions start to happen, and that's when, you know, these things sort of come about, right?
Yeah.
And then we start to realize that if there are those cures out there now, why don't we have them? Right? Why
Yeah.
doesn't somebody steal it and just tell us?
Yeah.
Whatever, you know?
They have to release them. They're hidden
And
patents.
that's when people don't realize. I don't think people realize that. That's where it becomes, you know, supernatural. Like it's these are demon. You know, this is good versus evil. This is evil souls, if souls at all. You know,
Yeah.
You know that are. You
We
know,
talked about
teaming
that
up.
earlier. Yeah. I said that they're like, they're, you know, they're not, they don't have a human aspect to them. So they don't regard human life. They don't care.
That's how John.
Yeah.
When I first started thinking about what John says,
Yeah.
it makes the perfect sense to me. Because you say to yourself, well, how do humans beings, you know, do that?
that.
Like have a cure for cancer and not give it to people, watch little babies die of cancer.
They don't
But if you
care.
have no soul, if you're not human, you know, it's
You don't care.
right?
Yeah. You have,
It's
you,
much more. It's much easier to find in your mind.
that it, so you
being
just,
that's
you,
a
just,
being
well,
that's
you
capable.
justify it. You just,
Right.
you don't have to justify and go, well, we're killing this many, so it's no big deal.
Right.
They just don't care. There's like, I go, so how many's going to die? Oh, that's it. Okay. Well, we're good. You
Right.
know,
There's
they
nothing
have no
there.
empathy. They have
There's
no,
nothing there.
there's nothing there. And even if the ones were human or they are human, they've given up their human,
Correct. They give
like
up.
they're like their spirit. They're disembodied
Yes.
now. So then they don't have that human spirit anymore. They gave it up in order to their body to be used as a vessel.
Correct.
And that's what
And
happened.
that's why I feel that that's to me is confirmation that the creator loves us so much because he gives us that empathy because we're the only creatures in the universe that have it.
Yeah.
Apparently. That's why.
Do we have it though? Do we have it?
Well, that's the
Yeah.
question.
It's in our,
Question-
it's written in our
question is,
DNA. It's
We,
written.
we
Yeah.
have it. We have it. It's in us
Yeah.
because if one of us has it, we all have it.
Yeah.
It's just whether or not it's been removed
Yep.
or
It's been
purposely-
altered. It's been
purposely-
altered.
purposely, you know, went against.
It hasn't been
you know,
removed.
damaged.
It hasn't been removed. It's been altered. So
Altered.
it's been played with, and so they messed with it so that the all the 12 chakras don't activate all at the same time. So what happens is that when things start to raise the frequency on the planet like it is now, our chakras are being activated.
Yeah.
So our dormant DNA is being activated.
Right.
So once that gets activated, then you'll be able to see things from a different perspective. You'll have a different view of the world.
Ah,
And then,
Those changes.
right.
yeah, that's how
So
everything
you'll
changes.
you'll see
And all of a
when
sudden
people
it's
stop.
overnight. It's overnight. And if you think about it too, and this makes me feel good in the best possible way after knowing that we've been poisoned our whole lives.
Yeah.
Like, you know, go down any supermarket aisle and it should be illegal what they sell on
Yeah.
you know, it's outright poison on every shelf.
Yeah.
Okay. And they poison us with the chemtrails and all this, and the fluoride in the water and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Now, what that says to me, along with what we're saying about us being, you know, having that divine spark and why God loves us, is that if we weren't that powerful, why would they need to poison us?
Yeah,
Why
exactly.
would they
That's
need
the
to
whole.
poison
That's
us? Why
exactly.
would they need to take
Yeah.
that away? Because they know inherently we have that. We have that to give.
Yeah, and you know why?
They just
You know,
they have to. They have to.
but
keep
you know,
us
you know,
down.
and you
They
know,
were like bursting out.
and-
You know, they can't keep.
and
it
you know
down.
why they know that
Just
we
go
have
down.
it because they altered our DNA,
Right.
so they know how to suppress it. So when you're able to use vaccines to suppress it, and the food and the water, it keeps us in a lower frequency.
Generationally, you can see, my generation
Yeah.
included, you can see the depravity level goes up and up and up as far as the morals of society.
Yeah.
Like, just look at pornography alone.
Yeah.
When I was 15 years old, you know, maybe you saw a magazine.
Yeah.
A 15-year-old now can get, you know,
Shh.
can
He
get,
can get a full show.
Like, so the
Only
point,
fans.
the point is that, like, and even now the girls are, they don't even have to be on the streets. They
What is
sell themselves online.
OnlyFans?
No, it's that's just that alone.
That's
That's taking souls. That's what
real
it's
life
created.
foreign.
It's taking
Really?
souls. What
Yeah.
it's created for. And the fact is that that these poor people, they think that they need to do that just to survive in this world because of this inherent fear of lack and all the things that goes against what it actually is. God has given us so much in this realm that every person is a millionaire. Every person in the world can have everything that they want at any time.
Yep.
As far as monetary or food.
Just-
I mean, look at
yeah.
how much land there
Just
is.
abundance.
You're just flying across this country. You can see how much land there is. It's
Yeah.
insane how much land there is.
Yeah, it's abundance. There's
The
abundance.
overpopulation lie is
Yeah.
not so much just
Ridiculous.
that's not even that it's not overpopulated. They make us seem as though we've all crammed into these little places.
Cities.
But then if you look around, you could dissipate those crowds. I don't know the exact numbers, but there are people out there that know. Like there's somebody said something to the effect of, you can give every person in the United States 10 acres and it wouldn't even take up taxes.
Yeah.
And so just think
Wow.
about that for a second. And you say to yourself, well, what can you do with 10 acres? Well, you can just grow enough
You
food.
can do it.
for
What Kelly was
each,
talking
you know,
about.
grow
Yeah.
enough food
Yeah.
for this town.
Yeah.
Okay. And that concept alone frees you to just,
Yeah.
to be what we are. And like we said, divine spark, chakras lit up, everybody's doing for one another. It's not so much that we have to create morals. They have to, that what they're doing to us is purposely debilitating us on natural ability. Okay. And that's why, and everybody says, oh, that's just the way it is. And that's the way life is. And that's the way people are. Well, maybe it's not. Maybe that's why they're poisoning us. Maybe that's why they're turning us on each other, like with the racism and with the politics, because they want us fighting. Because again, it dissipates the human entity,
Yes.
who we actually are under God. God loves us so much and given us all this power. And the dark side, the dark forces, the devil, whoever you want to call him, is having to do this, having to cripple us. If you're just all powerful and you're able to conquer us, why would you have to? Why would you have to?
You know why? Because the demons, the archons, they're not creators. They don't know how to create. They have to. They only have how to duplicate. They only know how to duplicate. So that's why this playbook that whoever been putting this together, they use the same playbook over and over and over because it works. So then they reset it, and start it all over again because it works. But eventually, their time is up. There's a time and a frequency that's coming.
It's coming.
It's going to change everything to where you're not. This place isn't going to be like that anymore. And that's what we're living.
The people that are in the middle and the people that don't know, whatever, they're going to be ignited.
Yeah.
Okay, because the person next to you is ignited, it's going to spread like wildfire.
Yeah.
Then there's the other people that are going to refuse to absolutely do that, whatever, and they're going to make their choice, which is the other way. And that's what it's going to be.
That's free will
It's gonna
choice.
be a
That's
free
it.
will choice, right? But it all comes down to what we are genetically,
Energetically.
genetically, and it's to prove that we're the most loved creature. We are the center of the universe. That's why the flat Earth concept to me is so pivotal and so also, makes me humble under God, because the Polaris is the center point. Okay, everything spreads out from here, the center point of the universe, everywhere, and everything about the firmament, the flat Earth, will show you that that's how much we're loved. We're not a insignificant, accident.
Well, that was the whole point. It's just another.
Flying through space at 1 million miles.
That's another narrative. That's why they tell you that. So you feel small.
Exactly. So again, all of these things that we're doing, they're taking us and all of our power, lying to us, poisoning us, all these different things to keep us from our destiny. Which what John and I are saying, I think we're all saying, is that, doesn't it feel good too? Isn't this a good story? Like, people are like, oh, Joseph, you're crazy. I'm like, oh, so you're saying that what I'm saying, which is a happy ending, that God loves us, that we're going to win. And it's a good versus evil debate. And I'm crazy, but you want it to stay the same? You don't want anything to change, and I'm the crazy one? Yeah. What I'm saying is good news, guys. If everybody starts to really deep down and look inside and look for the good, and then just come outside and say, just do something nice for somebody else, the whole world would change overnight.
Well,
Okay? There would be no more slumlords. There would be nothing. Everybody would give everything that they have. It wouldn't matter. We're just trained to believe that we're going to turn on each other.
Finish up soon. But the good news is, like you just like Antonelli just rattled off there. Yeah, I like that. It was good, buddy. You can speak it very fluently now. Very good. No, you do. You
I
very.
get excited.
Well, no, but you do it. I know, but you do it. You do it in a fashion that.
I think a happy ending. You know, it excites me.
Happy ending.
It excites me.
Everybody likes a happy ending.
Well, again, if we're not talking like that, come on. Now, if God wrote the end from if God wrote the end from the beginning, then there is a happy end. See,
That's the point.
And that is the point. And that's so.
Exactly.
So that's what we have to look forward to. Right. Stones clones. What's your happy ending? Stones clones. You got anything to add before we close out?
Can you dig what I'm saying?
I can dig it. I can dig it. Of course I can, Joe.
You're too negative, Steve.
It's groovy stuff. Don't piss on my thing.
Too negative, Steve.
He can't be
not.
nothing now.
I know he's doing better.
We are being divided every day.
Yeah.
Every day.
Paul for 10 years. Why do you think he's doing better?
I've only had 10 months.
10 years ago, it was way worse than this. This sucks. Everything sucks. I can't do this. I can't do that. It's not going to work.
It's going to work. It's going to work good. Go ahead, Rich. Finish up. What do you got? We're going to close it out here.
Oh,
Thank you to Filthies for letting us be here again tonight.
You're filthy.
Henry was going to start up here in a little bit.
sure.
No, we don't got time. We got 7:53. We got.
What about Caps?
We got 7.
What about Caps?
Caps is.
Caps is the other show. But we,
Oh, what about Filthy?
where's Filthy? Caps from Filthy.
Elaborate on this or something else real quick.
Like, go ahead. I mean, we don't have much time, so I don't really want to get into.
Just telling them we're being divided every day. Political bullshit every day.
I know, but that's the bottom line is that we've been lied to our whole lives because of the fact that we're more powerful than we
Exactly.
realize.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And that they did alter our DNA.
Exactly.
This has all been by design. Our DNA is a God frequency, and they've just suppressed that frequency.
Mhm.
And now's the time for that frequency to rise up. And that's what's happening.
It is happening.
So whatever you feel or how you feel about it, everybody's having their own little awakening. Everybody's having their own little event. Everybody's having their own little conspiracy truth that's coming to the surface, whether it's the vaccine or it's pharmaceuticals or it's food or it's water.
If you're not, you're just denying it.
It's the chemical, whatever it may be. There's something
got to
like
catch your interest.
well, there's something there,
You can't just-
and that's but God's given everybody an opportunity to see it. Now, because He loves everyone, no matter what. So He's giving you the opportunity to see that this is
Just see it.
what you are.
Just
But if you don't see it, that's when He gave you free will choice. So He goes on to the next. He's like, go on to the next. I've been watching the Chosen a lot. That special with Jesus and the Chosen and the Apostles. And it just says the same thing. Like, just if they don't want to hear you, go on to the next one.
Yeah.
Then go on to the next. Go on to the next. That's what Jesus would tell them. If they don't hear you and they don't look at you like they don't believe what you're saying, go on to the next. On to the next. Don't worry about them. You can't. You can have empathy, you have sympathy, but you can't worry about them. You can't be like, oh, there's not enough people waking up. We're never going to get this fucking place is done. We're screwed. It's over.
John was telling me that from the beginning. He's like, take it. I'm not going to save the world.
Yeah, but because you're not going to say anything because you're not.
Well,
Because some
we
people,
can.
Yes, you are.
some people aren't meant to see it. They when they
They're not
wrote
gonna
their
see
story
it.
before they came here, they wrote like, I don't want to be here for when I find out that the world's a big lie and I want to know my whole life is a lie. I don't want to be here for that. I want to go on to the next. I don't want to see that. My whole like it's like somebody that's in their 80s and they're just like, like I worked my whole life and like everything was a lie and this is why I'm so sick because I took all these pills and the doctor lied to me and told me to take this shit and the vaccine and I this and that.
Right.
And now this is why I'm so decrepit.
Right.
I don't want to know that.
Yeah.
I would want to know that. So that's where those people will never see it.
No, they
Because
don't want to see it.
Exactly. Because they choose.
I wouldn't want to see it.
Of course not. That's why I always say that I wouldn't want to either. So that was the path that they chose. So they're going to get to a certain point, and then they're going to go, that's it, I'm out. Whether it's by suddenly, whatever the case may be, whatever they wrote in their story, I want to just die in my sleep.
Right.
Or I want to just get hit by a car. Whatever. It doesn't matter because thank you. This isn't all there is. This is all an illusion. This is not real. None of this is real.
Good news.
The money's not real. The fact everything's not real.
Yeah, it's a bunch of holy.
Fauci's not real. None of this is real.
The divine spark in humanity
Yeah.
is what we're talking about. If what's real, it's in all of us.
Yeah.
Okay, it's good news. Go look for it for yourself. The more I look for it in myself, the better my life gets.
That's it.
Even though sometimes stuff falls apart, that you don't think is a good thing. Sometimes it's really good.
Exactly.
Either way, it becomes something where I actually I look forward to it every day to dive in more, because when I do, I know it's there. I feel that it's there. And that's my part. And then if I could do my part, then he could do his part. And you know what? We won't need everybody.
No.
But
No, you don't.
But
The
the
key
vibe,
is-
the vibe will raise.
The key is just your circle, like we have here.
Best
Circle.
day of your life.
Yeah, our circle, the people that we know around us, and just spreading the awareness, coming here, being here for this event.
That's why we created it. in the
But
first
that's
place,
exactly
you know
why
what
we
I mean?
created
So
it.
we have to have an open forum where you can just come in and talk about stuff that nobody wants to talk about. You know, now that's what I want to talk about, the divine spark. Like that's really what it comes down to.
Yeah.
And it makes it so simple. You know, all the details about what's happening in what event, it's good versus evil, guys. That's it. Very simple.
You got to just
That's
recognize it.
Just recognize that, choose a side, and fight for your side.
Put the they live glasses on. And you'll
Yes.
see it.
Fight for your side, or stand by and you know, and at least
Stay out of the
cheer on the people that are fighting.
That's right. Put the they live glasses. Put them
You
on.
have the master plan. You let me know.
You look like a.
Hey, can we end this with some more harmonies? Can we have some Stallone harmonies?
What you want to do? What song you want to do? There's your.
There are two kinds of love that you ought to know. There are two kinds of love. Well, I'd rather do, what's his name?
What do
Louis Armstrong.
Go ahead. Oh,
I love that song.
that was good.
What a wonderful world.
Voice.
I love that song.
That's good.
And I could do some AC/DC. You
You know, Bon Scott, he's definitely so.
Well, that was.
No doubt.
This is I'm doing.
How dare you? How dare you, Seth?
We got to wrap it up. We got karaoke coming up.
Are we
next.
going to do this at Earl's? Earl's?
And I want to thank
Yes.
I want to thank the crew for doing this.
Friday. Don't forget.
Awesome, incredible.
In about a month, Friday night at Earl's. TGI.
GGI Night Podcast.
Yeah.
Right at Earl's. Friday, September 17th. Don't forget. Stones Clones TGI.
That's for you, Nick.
Ding, ding, ding.
Plug another club.
Yeah.